On January 17, the United States carried out its third round of precision airstrikes against ISIS targets in Syria since December, continuing an intensified campaign to dismantle the terror network's remaining infrastructure and leadership cells. According to a U.S. military statement, one of the strikes killed a senior Al-Qaeda-linked figure who allegedly maintained direct contacts with an ISIS commander, underscoring the intertwined nature of extremist groups still active in Syria. The militant, identified as Bilal Hasan al Jasim, was said to have ties to the ISIS gunman responsible for orchestrating the December 13 ambush on American troops in Syria's volatile Palmyra region. That ambush left multiple U.S. service members and Syrian partner forces dead or injured, reigniting concerns about ISIS's ability to launch coordinated attacks despite years of sustained counter-terror efforts. U.S. Central Command says its forces have conducted more than 100 strikes across Syria in recent months, claiming to have eliminated key ISIS targets and prevented the group from re-establishing its operational foothold in the war-torn nation. U.S. Central Command said, quote, U.S. Central Command, CENTCOM, conducted a strike in northwest Syria on January 16 that resulted in the death of a leader affiliated with Al-Qaeda who had direct ties to an ISIS terrorist responsible for an ambush which killed 2 U.S. service members and an American interpreter on December 13, 2025. Bilal Hasan al Jasim was an experienced terrorist leader who plotted attacks and was directly connected with the ISIS gunman who killed and injured American and Syrian personnel last month in Palmyra, Syria. The death of a terrorist operative linked the death of 3 Americans demonstrates our resolve in pursuing terrorists who attack our forces. There is no safe place for those who conduct, plot, or inspire attacks on American citizens and our warfighters. We will find you. CENTCOM launched large-scale strikes in Syria in response to the December 13 attack. The operation, dubbed Hawkeye Strike, resulted in U.S. and partner forces hitting more than 100 ISIS infrastructure and weapon site targets with over 200 precision munitions. Additionally, U.S. and partner forces have captured more than 300 ISIS operatives and killed over 20 across Syria during the past year, removing terrorists who posed a direct threat to the United States and regional security. Unquote. The renewed operations come just as a senior Qatari royal issued a blunt warning to Washington, laying bare the growing fragility of America's military presence in the Middle East and its dependence on host nation approval. According to Defense News, the Qatari official said the United States is merely a tenant, not the owner of the Al-Udeid airbase, a statement seen as a powerful reminder that U.S. access to the strategically vital outpost is no longer guaranteed. The remarks underscore how shifting alliances and foreign policy recalibrations across the Gulf region could pose new challenges to America's long-term operational independence in the Middle East. Meanwhile, U.S. forces have now completed their withdrawal from Iraq's Ain al-Assad airbase, officially transferring full security control to the Iraqi army, in line with ongoing commitments to scale down foreign troop presence. Iraq's Ministry of Defense confirmed the handover, stating that its forces have assumed responsibility for protecting the strategic installation after months of coordination with U.S. advisors. The withdrawal fulfills a key element of the 2024 agreement between Baghdad and Washington, which outlined a plan to phase out the U.S.-led coalition presence in Iraq by September 2025, marking a major step in the country's military sovereignty. The latest U.S. actions in Syria coincide with President Trump's escalating warnings about possible intervention in neighboring Iran, where widespread unrest has sparked fears of regional destabilization. For days, Trump has issued repeated threats to use military force if Iran's regime continues its violent crackdown on protesters, accusing Tehran of orchestrating one of the deadliest domestic crackdowns in decades. Despite the tough rhetoric, reports suggest the president has temporarily delayed any move against Iran after receiving a direct request from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to pause operations. Axios citing sources revealed that Netanyahu urged Trump to postpone any potential strikes until Israel could strengthen its air defenses and prepare for possible Iranian retaliation across the region. Analysts note that even as direct U.S. strikes are delayed, Washington is reinforcing its naval presence in the region, deploying additional warships as part of a broader show of force meant to deter Iranian aggression. Interestingly, Iranian officials have accused foreign agents of exploiting the internal unrest, claiming that ISIS-like terrorist elements have infiltrated the demonstrations to provoke chaos and undermine the Islamic Republic. Speaking to RT, an Iranian government representative described the recent violence as eerily reminiscent of ISIS tactics, alleging that organized extremists are behind attacks on public property, police stations, and security patrols.
125 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the US will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry guards.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.